everybody out there doing this morning? Myself, blessed, and I hope you are as well. So today I'm going to start this podcast off a little bit different. I know that for me, I don't believe you have to be in a room of four walls to have a conversation. And you might as well be in an environment like this that absolutely gives you that good energy. Today I'm going to touch in on mindset. First and foremost, the caveat to this is I'm not a foremost expert, right? I don't have a PhD, a master's degree, a psychology degree. I don't have none of that. However, I do have my PhD in real life trauma, and I have a master's degree in what not to do with a little bit of formal education. But ultimately, I do have a little bit of insight when it comes to how we shift our mindset from that fixed state to that growth state. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and give it to you raw and uncut. In the last video, I talked about how myself personally, I had that paradigm shift in 2008, and that's when things began to change for me. And I had the opportunity to actually do something different in my life for the first time, to truly take advantage of who I was and reach my fullest potential, which I'm still striving for. But I'm headed in the right direction day in and day out. I think that it's hard for some individuals to understand, being that they're stuck in a certain place and they can't see past today in order to achieve something in the future. So again, in 2008, with my paradigm shift, I knew I had to educate myself. And this all came down to one thing in general, and that was me taking accountability for my own actions. Not playing a victim card, just accepting it, raw and uncut. It's you, my guy. You're the one that has to make that change. So with that being said, I started putting that work. Now, mind you, this is where it's interesting, and not very many people know this. Some close to me do. When I started with less than a 5th grade education. I could barely read or write. That right there is a hard pill to swallow as a grown man. I was the individual for a long time in the back of the class laughing at the guy up front who was raising his hand because he literally was asking for the answers to the questions. And at the same time, I was the guy in the back laughing, but I also needed to raise my hand because those same questions that were being answered were the same ones I was thinking. Yeah, so I was that guy sitting in the back of the class, laughing at the guy up front, asking all the questions, right, to the answers he didn't have. And at the same time, I was that guy in the back listening intently until that one day I actually took advantage of it. And I started raising my hand. And I started sitting a little bit closer to the front. It's a pride thing. Truly, it's a pride thing. It's an ego thing. When we actually sit down and look, that's all it is. We don't have the pride of a man to stand up and say, I don't have the answers. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle A, B, or C. I don't know what to do moving forward. And here's the funny part. Can you please help? Point me in the right direction. It's a hard pill to swallow for a man. But ultimately, that's what keeps us fixed instead of in that growth state. I know that most of my videos won't resonate with the mass, right? The masses, they're not going for it, right? They got that sheep herd mentality. This is for the few and the far in between. This is for the individual that actually does want change. This is for the individual that wants something different. And I'm hoping that that is you, because I know right now in the climate we're in, most individuals are either stuck on one side or the other with an opinion. and can't formulate one themselves. So I think that through these conversations, what we're going to be able to do with that mindset, with that shift, is we're going to start seeing that we can formulate our own opinions. Personally, it's can we form our own opinions about ourselves, right? Can we change the narrative about ourselves? Can we allow other individuals to understand that we have value, right? We have credibility, right? We can make change. We can affect change, not only in ourselves, but in our communities, with our families, our friends, our loved ones. We have this ability. But again, it's tapping in. It's tapping into your mindset daily. It's tapping into your energy daily. It's waking up and being consistent. It's being congruent. It's saying, I don't feel like it today, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway, because I know what complacency got me. I know where it led me, and I know where it'll keep me. And I'm not going to be chained up anymore. That's the last thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to chain myself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to release myself. I'm going to free myself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and ultimately financially, right? I'm going to put myself and my family and my community in a better situation through my actions, through my behaviors, through my thoughts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to step up. I'm going to be a man. I'm going to raise my hand. I'm going to ask for the answers to the questions I don't know, and I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to push that pride and that ego aside, and I'm going to truly invest in myself for the first time in my life. I'm going to make that investment. I hope y'all having a great day, man. And I hope that this touches somebody, or at least resonates with, few. It's not about the masses, right? It's about the few. As a matter of fact, it's about you. Yeah, and I hope you're having a good day. Stay blessed. Talk to you later.